Why don't some zombie shows use the word zombie? I noticed that in Walking Dead they call them walkers. In Last of Us clickers, and in Gakogarashi they just refer to zombies as the others they. I haven't watched many zombie media, but I started wondering whether the word is copyrighted so shows can't use them or something. I think it helps create a world where people truly don't know what these things are. I.e., if a zombie apocalypse happens in our world, we'll know what they are and what to do with them. But that would screw up the storyline. So create a world where zombies aren't a part of pop culture. Where people are terrified because these things are unexplainable. To differentiate themselves mostly. Some shows like The Last of Us have zombies with unique characteristics that inspire the name too. You're close, but it's the other way around. Because zombie is a generic term, anyone can use it. You can use George Romero zombies in any property you want. You can't use clickers. So using a unique name protects that version of a zombie. There is no legal reason that they don't use the word zombie. I would think that the creators just think the word is a bit silly. To be different, I guess? IDK about The Walking Dead, the name kinda implies that they are your average zombies, but in The Last of Us they are not. And in the set of the series the word zombie was forbidden. They are humans. They are alive. They have a parasite that's controlling them. Not living dead. Clickers, runners, bloated and stalkers are different kinds of infected. Had an infographic once that claimed Marvel owned copyright on the word. But it sounds like that's been debunked. The word zombie is a generic word under no entity's ownership. So nobody would have rights to stop use of the word. They don't use zombie precisely because of this. It is a generic term. Giving them nicknames like walkers or clickers makes the universe more unique. It's just creative preference. With The Last of Us, I think they were unwilling to call them zombies because clickers etc. are still living people, whereas zombies are dead by definition. Any zombies out there? It's definitely not trademarked. Zombies are part of the voodoo religion. Although Night of the Living Dead was the beginning of modern zombies. The film I Walk with a Zombie is about 20 years older. It's not a trend I like. Creating a world where people never heard of zombies takes me out of the story. It's because a huge part of a zombie story is whatever's happened that's caused the dead to rise is meant to be new and unprecedented. Whether it's a curse from God, an alien virus, a fungal mutation, mass hypnosis etc. The point is it's meant to be new and exciting. It'd be lame or at the very least ironic and self-aware if the big thing happens, the dead rise, and the characters are just, oh look, it's zombies. I think most zombie shows movies are set in a world where zombie shows movies don't exist. So the characters there are completely new to this situation. To quote Shaun of the Dead, Ed, any zombies out there? Shaun, don't say that. Ed, what? Shaun, that. Ed, what? Shaun, the Z word. Don't say it. Ed, why not? Shaun, because it's ridiculous. Lol. As a TWD fan, I've talked about this repeatedly with my wife. But it's not just TWD. It's like all modern zombie flicks shows. It's almost as if there is some unwritten rule that says you must never use the term zombies in any new zombie media. They're only called zombies if the original outbreak was in the French region of Zambie. Otherwise it's just sparkling corpses. A huge assumption in zombie movies, basically a requisite for almost all of them, is that they've never heard of zombies. The Walking Dead show creators have specifically said zombies do not exist in fiction in that universe. So they just never had a word for it. In Last of Us clickers, those are a special type of infected. At least in the games. but they're generally called infected because it was a mysterious virus that turned the people into zombies. I highly recommend Z Nation if you're watching zombie shows and haven't seen that one yet. It's awful. But like the Sci-Fi Channel kind of awful that's good bad. I haven't actually seen the real answer yet. Not saying zombie in a zombie movie show is a meme. This is why Shaun of the Dead makes fun of someone saying the word, with another character saying they're not supposed to say it. What about Zombieland? In many shows, games or movies they're not technically zombies either. That is, they're not dead people who were turned undead by magic or something else. Often there's an infection L4D, TLOU or something else. There's also zombie fatigue after 20 years of zombie stuff, so calling them something else helps. I remember reading a zombie book a long time ago that I've forgotten the name of. But in the book the characters said they didn't use zombie because they felt it was disrespectful. Those used to be people with thoughts, emotions, goals, friends, family. And to just now call them nothing but zombies felt disrespectful of the dead. I had just thought that was an interesting take on the not saying zombie trope in zombie media. The word zombies is taboo. Or silly. If zombie is a word in those universes, whenever they happen, people always say not to say the Z word. Because people are in disbelief. They won't accept it's possible even though it's happening. I think it's because in their universe world reality zombies were never an imaginary monster. They didn't exist in fiction. So they have no idea what they are or what the word zombie is. Gravity Falls used the word zombies. So no one else will ever reach the peak of that episode. It is a great zombie episode though. I think it's to establish that the concept of zombies don't exist in that world's pop culture. We, as viewers, know what they are but the characters don't. So they make up names on the spot. Also, marketing. It's because we all have an idea of what a zombie is. The use of a different word is to create a different expectation within our minds and help writers create something a little different without anyone saying but it's just a zombie. It is just a zombie. But this is their version of it so it gets a new name. The Last of Us is just 'cause they really aren't zombies. Zombie are undead. The infected never died. They're just that, infected. It's a generic term and allows the IP owners to go after other companies producing unlicensed products. Think of an unaffiliated company making zombie plushies. Or making clicker or walker plushies. Definitely has nothing to do with any copyright issue and exclusively to set shows apart and be realistic. Because they're different stories with different history. For merchandise purpose it's best to have your own trademark for your creatures. Anyone can make a zombie figure. Only The Last of Us can make a clicker figure. Because it helps cover for the issue that zombies are not that impressive. I always thought that the reason is that if you really watched in sheer terror a zombie gnaw on your loved ones and then they turn onto you so you are forced to kill them, basic premise of zombie movies, you would consider rude and stupid and unthinkable to call them by pop culture term from TV and video games. Zombie is not a trademarked term. It comes from Haitian Creole where it referred in folklore to reanimated dead people used as slaves by sorcerers. The folklore is based on the ongoing practice of Vodun practitioners using toxins blowfish poison to simulate death through paralysis, then enslaving the victim after death. Wade Davis documented the practice in his book The Serpent and the Rainbow. Not the movie, which is heavily fictionalized.